Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whatever the rest of you are supposed to be. I am, as always, the Reverend Grog, and this is Shadowrun Dragonfall, Director's Cut. Now, Dragonfall is the second in three Shadowrun Returns games. So there's Shadowrun Returns, there's this game, Dragonfall, and then there's Hong Kong. Now, of those three, I've only played the first two. But I think most people would agree who have played them that this is the best one, and so this is the one I'll be playing. The one I'll be playing first, at least. I might touch on Hong Kong later. I'm not touching the original again. Anyways, for those of you who aren't aware of what Shadowrun is, it's a tabletop RPG, which, if anyone has played Baldur's Gate or any of the D&D RPGs, you'd probably know that tabletop RPGs usually translate pretty well to computer games, unless you're Fatal. But we don't talk about Fatal, now do we? No, we don't. So basically, for those of you who don't know what Shadowrun is, I won't give you the entire, lore, because this video would be way too long if I did, but suffice to say, it is... For simplicity's sake, I'll just say D&D in a cyberpunk setting. So, with that, we'll start a new game, playing the default Shadowrun Dragonfall campaign. Apparently you can get more. I haven't bothered to look for any more. Maybe if there's a good one out there, I'll play it sometime, but for now, we launch the campaign. And, I've beaten this game before, but because I'm still sore from XCOM, I think I'll still play on normal. And here we are at character creation. Now we can either be a female or a male. Note that there's no option for attack helicopter, so of course, given how much cybernetics there is in this universe, you can be just about as heavily armed, but I digress. I think... we'll be a dude, why not? Now, of course, being a half fantasy, half cyberpunk, there are various races to choose from. There are, of course, humans, which have +3 karma at the start of the game. Now, what karma is... well, you'll see later, but basically, Shadowrun works on a point-buy system for, character generation. So karma is basically you get +3 points. Elves have an automatic +1 to charisma and can, if you look at the bottom at maximum stats, they can have higher maximum stats. Dwarves get additional willpower. Orcs get additional body and physical characteristics. And trolls get even more at the expense of intelligence, I believe. Yes. I think an elf, perhaps? Because you see, like most computer RPGs, in Dragonfall, the player character is the only one who has to make speech checks. So, the elf might not be a bad idea, seeing as I think... yeah, that's the only race that can get 12 charisma, which would be good to have. Now, the thing about Shadowrun is there aren't necessarily classes per se, because it's all in a point-buy system, but there's still some general archetypes that players will typically gravitate towards. So there's the Street Samurai, who's basically your standard fighter type. There's mages, which... I think you all know what a mage is, I won't explain that. There's deckers, who can... they're basically hackers. They can access the Matrix, which is the future version of the internet. There's shamans, who can... it's different from a mage. What a shaman does is they can have, spirits. They're also magical, but they can, call upon spirits to aid them in battle, whereas mages just cast spells. There's riggers who they're also like cybernetic, like Deckers are, but instead of accessing the internet, they can control basically drones. And there are physical adepts, which are basically the magic version of Street Samurai. Now, I'm just gonna say poo-poo to all this shit, because I thought this was the land of liberty. And now we choose our avatar. Oh, we can have a mullet. Should consider that. Yeah, I'm liking the idea of a mullet. Yeah, I think we'll do it. Now, which one between these two? I think this one. Yeah! I don't know if it's quite a mullet, though. We'll go with it. Now, this is what I was talking about in terms of karma. So, we have our various stats, and from the stats there are derived various skills. Now, I think we start with one in each base stat. And to buy, for example, the second rank in body, we have to spend 2 of our karma out of 60. Now, being the player character, we're definitely going to want charisma, because we are the only people who can talk to NPCs. Now, etiquettes are basically, it's an area of expertise we can have. So like if someone's talking about one of these subjects, we can basically be like, ah, yes, I know about this, I can talk to you about this. So, what's the first etiquette we want? Security would probably always be useful. Because, I mean, the thing about Shadowrunners is, which are basically player characters, you're basically criminals. A big part of the job is breaking into places, so being able to sneak past security by bluffing your way past, not a bad idea. We'll also take Shadowrunner. Now, charisma can be used to, it's used as like the prerequisite for basically shaman stuff. I don't know if we're gonna go a shaman route though. Definitely want a little bit of biotech skill. This is for grenades, we'll want a few of these. Quickness, I think, is going to be our main concern. Now, what kind of weapon do we want to take? We can have pistols, SMGs, shotguns, or rifles. Now, the fun thing about pistols is that at rank 4, they reload for 0 action points, which is basically, you get free reloads. So that's always a nice option. It's not the one we want to take, though. Could take shotguns. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of my insider information about what I know from playing this game. Is that we're not gonna want to take rifles. Shotgun. It's probably between shotguns and pistols for me. We'll take shotguns. I need hit points for that. We want 2 strength, I guess. Maybe 1 less intelligence. So So we want a little bit more body than this. $30 hit points I think is reasonable. Right. Do we want shotguns? We could just be Revolver Ocelot. I think we'll just be Revolver Ocelot. Yeah. We can buff that later. We can buff this later. Willpower is not going to be too important. At least not right at the start. I think we're good on Charisma for now. Alright, we'll go with this. Oh, and I think we get a free etiquette. What's next? I think at the start, what do we want? I didn't actually plan this out ahead of time, as you can probably tell. I'm trying to remember what some of the first few missions are. Well, what would I want as a Shadowrunner? I don't know if I'd want gang. Maybe street or corporate. Street or corporate. Corporate could be useful. We shall be known as Mullet McShootieson. I think this is an appropriate name for us. Alright, and when we come back, folks, the Harfeld Manor Run. Until then.